Let's go. There we go. It's the Recap Lunch Hour. It's a pep rally edition. That's what we're calling today, a Friday pep rally edition of the program. What's going on, everybody? It's Bears, it's Packers, it's tomorrow night. Enough talk, because the Packers have done plenty of it. And so I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. And I got my guy here. I'm going to introduce him in a minute. Nicholas Moreano is going to join me in 10 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes, as we discuss Bears, Packers. We got all of your comments. And we're going to be at Hooters tomorrow, Cap and I, and it's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you, order.hooters.com. You know I like to do that the best. Slide by, pick it up, or have it delivered straight to your office, straight to your door. You don't want to cook. It's Friday. Go to Hooters. IU plays tonight. You could just stay overnight at Hooters and then just at Hooters O'Hare from 4 to 6 tomorrow. Cap and I will be there to set the table, get you ready for Bears and Packers just after 7 o'clock. We'll have some giveaways. Will we have some of these? Perhaps. I'm not afraid, by the way, to bring this shit out right now. I'm not. I don't care to. I'll eat the sandwich that comes with it if they lose. But I'm not afraid to come out with this type of. Why wouldn't I come on, look at that. Take that, Green Bay. Let's go. Let's get to the program. I got my friend Darren Utnick here. He's from Pause for Patrick. Yes, you guys know how much that charity means to me. I talk about it every single day on this fine program. Happy Friday. Bears still king of the North. F Green Bay. Green Bay sucks. Green Bay sucks. Green Bay sucks. Wake up Saturday. Find a way to win a football game. Prediction tomorrow on the pre-cap. We'll be doing that at 6:30 right here on YouTube. And as we always do, also the video members only prediction video is going on the channel as soon as this show goes final. So if you're a member, you know the drill. Put your score prediction in the comments. Closest to the pin, you'll take home a hoodie. And maybe I'm going to Clark Street Sports today to pick up a new batch of stuff we're giving away. We got our 3rd and Colston shirt. That'll be part of it. So if you want to come out, if you're around tomorrow for the Panthers and Rams game, we'll be here. Hawaii Profiles, my guy Rick. I have nothing intelligent nor witty to say. I would just like to wish all my recap brethren and sisterin the best wishes I could. I would just like to wish all my recap peeps best wishes. All right. I love it. Pablo, of course. The OG is going to be there tomorrow at Hooters. Let's grab a pick. Go Bears. You know, Pablo, I'm down for that anytime. The real Phil DeRosa. Getting ready for a Bears win tomorrow. Eric, hell of a CFP game last night. I did say Miami -3. I did play that, Eric. I'm going Indiana to win. I'm also going 3.5 for Indiana as well. My bet of the day coming on the show. How about that? My bet of the day last night gets canceled due to a postponement in the NBA. That's how much I should not bet the NBA. Think about that. My guy, Nicholas Moreano, just joined the waiting room. We'll get to him here in a second. And I'll get to my guy, Darren Utnick, as well, who's standing by to talk Pack. He's a Packer fan. So I'm giving you both perspectives here, folks. So we're going to have some actual truth, some common sense, and then we'll get the other perspective from the North here shortly on this program. Run the ball. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Go Bears. Just saw the video. Is it an actual tailgate outside of Hooters O'Hare? Are you all inside? Now, we will be inside, I promise you. The weather tomorrow, dicey in the afternoon. I have zero interest in tailgating for a football game that's 15 miles from the Hooters we'll be at. So we will tailgate indoors and let all of it come to us. These are my favorite. We got Becky in Tulsa with an F Green Bay, with the Green Bay sucks Green. I like that the chants right now are coast to coast on this program. That's what I love about it. We got people all over the country tuning in right now for the Jess's idea, by the way. Jess's idea. The recap pep rally of Bears and Packers. Green Bay sucks. Green Bay sucks. Green Bay sucks. Lou says, pound the damn rock. 30 plus years. We need to pound the damn rock. Like, look at all the Green Bay sucks chants. You got to love it. Rick, one more time. I cannot stop watching the end of the video for the Green Bay game. They fire me right up. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to hold off on the video. I'm going to play it for my guy Darren here shortly. Becky says Rome will be playing tomorrow night. Let's get that in there. Let's find out if Rome's going to be playing tomorrow night. I'm going to bring in my guy right now, who's part of our fine team. Nicholas Moreano joins the program. My guy, Nick, what's going on, pal? Are you jacked? And this guy's been covering, if you haven't seen his video breakdowns on our channel, then please, please, please do yourself a favor and look at what he's been doing each and every week. Jaquan Brisker this week, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Nicholas is doing stuff on our channel that no one else in the market's doing. All right, we're 24 hours from kickoff. Just set the table a little bit and give me what you expect tomorrow night. Once that opening series on both sides has calmed down and the crowd kind of finds their footing, what do you expect from the Packers and Bears tomorrow?
I expect physicality, Guff. I expect this game for both teams to come out hitting. And just with all the talk that's been like said on both sides at this point leading up to this game, I'm glad it's a Saturday night game. We don't have to wait till Sunday, because I feel like both these teams are ready to just unleash on each other on Saturday night at Soldier Field. But what do I expect? A lot of these comments I'm agreeing with is that the Bears need to run the football, Guff. They need to set the tone with their run game. That's been the most consistent aspect on, I think, with both these two teams. When you look at the Packers, what they've done, look at the Bears, I think the Bears rushing attack has been the most consistent part of any phase when you look in this matchup. So they need to set the tone. They need to start off early in this game, get this Packers defense to play closer to the line of scrimmage. So then when you get later on, maybe that second, maybe later in the third, you can set up those deeper shots, but it all gets set with the run game, Kyle Monangai, DeAndre Swift, the offensive line setting the tone.
All right. So a lot of people are like, you got to learn from last week's film. And while I believe that to be true, I don't believe the game plan was all that complex. We've heard Ben say that. You've heard Caleb say that. If there's one piece of film that I would want the Bears to hone in on this week, it's the second half of the Green Bay game up north. That's the blueprint. Going back to what you were just saying about pounding the rock, the Bears dominated that second half up and down the field by running the football, controlling the tempo, pace, and clock of the game. And that is the blueprint. I want to ask you about the Bears secondary here in a minute and how they're going to catch up to the speed of the Packers. But if you were looking at film and really honing in on a plan, is that the game that you would look to in that second half?
I do agree with that, Guff. I like that, one, you're establishing your ground game, but you're also keeping Jordan Love or that Packers offense off the field at that point in time, right? So I think when you're looking at formulas for success for Chicago, that is definitely one of the ways. I actually went back earlier this morning. I was just watching Green Bay versus Denver when they were up in Denver. That was the last time we saw Jordan Love actually play a full game. In that second half, Green Bay was basically shut down offensively after having some success in the first half. What Denver can do, though, is rush the passer.
Yeah, better than anyone.
Better than anyone. So Dennis Allen, he just has to get creative with it and be very strategic when he does bring blitzes, because I think that's going to happen. I think adding a guy like Kyler Gordon, who is right now questionable for this game, I do expect him to play on Saturday unless anything happens pregame, which hopefully nothing does happen to him. But when you have a guy like that, that's another chess piece that you can utilize when you're Dennis Allen to just apply pressure in different ways and hopefully provides a better coverage guy than what we've seen in the past 2 weeks from these Bears secondary players.
Yeah, good segue. I mean, if you get Kyler Gordon, let's say he plays 15 to 20 snaps, that is a much better situation for the Bears than the alternative of not getting any of Kyler Gordon. Do I expect Kyler Gordon to be 100%? No. Who's 100% on either side of the football right now? Neither team. Kyler Gordon's had this issue all year. Clearly, he's going to give it a go. I'm with you. I think he plays unless something happens in warmups, and we've seen that a couple of times with Bears players, but specifically Kyler Gordon. My biggest concern tomorrow night is they go hand in hand, rushing the passer, which the Bears aren't necessarily a top 10 team in that department. And does the Bears secondary have the speed to keep up with the receivers of the Green Bay Packers? Because we saw it in Green Bay specifically. Christian Watson's is lightning fast, and the Bears have some vets back there. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson's not going to play in this football game with the concussion, but they're just not a speed-centric secondary. Jalen Johnson's clearly not 100%, and he's giving you what he has. But that's my biggest concern. If the Bears can't rush the passer, if they can't get to Jordan Love, I think Jordan Love's going to be able to do that those floaters. I'm like, it's like a nightmare I wake up to at 2:30 in the morning. The Jordan Love floater, and it looks like he's throwing it nowhere, and it's every single time. Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, and pick your poison. Somebody's making that catch.
Yeah, look, he's kind of perfected that 1 foot fadeaway throw, and like it just drops in the breadbasket there. But look, I think the Bears maybe learned a little bit something about themselves in the final regular season game. Like right now, playing man on man coverage against speedy, shifty receivers is not what they can do. So maybe that was something for Dennis Allen to just learn about his unit at this point in time, because this is also a game for Jalen Johnson. He played around 70 snaps, more than he had been at any point in this season. So I think he just kind of learned a little bit, something new at this point in the season. So then when you go into this matchup, Christian Watson burned you in the slot against CJ Gardner-Johnson on a slant route for, an explosive gain. I think now you're just kind of collecting data, and it's probably going to be a little bit more zone. And so that's putting a lot of pressure on that defensive front to get home. And you got to find ways to do it. That's why I think Kyler Gordon being in the mix is huge, where you can blitz him off the edge to maybe accelerate Jordan Love's clock. Those linebackers I expect to be mugged up at the line of scrimmage in those A-gap blitzes with Edwards and Edmonds. And you just gotta hope that when Dennis Allen does call those blitzes, does get creative defensive, that they hit home. Because if not, you're asking a lot for a secondary that has given up some explosives. But the big thing here, Guff, one last thing. This Bears defense, they give up yards. It's a given. You should, if you're going to the game, expect it to happen. What they have been doing, though, especially at home, is keeping teams out of the end zone. They finished as the number 2 red zone defense at home this season. Only the Minnesota Vikings were better at US Bank Stadium than the Bears were at home at Soldier Field. So that has got to be the recipe for success. You run the football, keep Jordan Love off the field, and then when they do get those red zone opportunities, you have to keep them to just 3. If you do that, the Bears have a realistic shot to win on Saturday night.
Yeah, and don't tell me home field doesn't matter. And Benjamin, I'm going to get to your question here in just a second with our guy Darren, and I'll get Lip. I want to talk about this next with Nicholas here, but that's when you're looking at two teams. Like the Pack are a veteran team. They have a lot of playoff experience under their belt. Sometimes it's a 1 and out. A lot of times it's 1 and out, but still experience. The Bears obviously don't. Joe Thuney, Kevin Byard. You can almost on 2 hands come up with the guys who have playoff experience for the Chicago Bears. If you look at the splits of the Bears at home versus road, it jumps off the page, and that's why look. We saw it a couple weeks ago. That place was rocking on Saturday night. I can only imagine. People are drinking right now for tomorrow night's game. Like, that's a fact. People are getting lubed up and ready to go, and it's going to be off the charts. And there's going to be, I get it. There's going to be that if the Green Bay Packers go down the field and take a 7-0 lead, there's going to be that's exactly what the Packers want, because it's that rent-free in your head situation that, oh God, here we go again for the 65,000 plus that are sitting in the stands. I'm not saying the players are adopting decades of long of frustration, because that's not how they operate, but the fans do. You got to put that behind you. And one other thing I'll say before I ask you about Tyreek Stevenson, no cuteness out of Ben Johnson, because you look at the last game when they went right down the field. The Bears did everything they wanted to on that first drive, and then that boneheaded play call of the snap under center to Cole Kmet through his legs under the head of Kyle Monunga. That stuff, save it for when you need it. Don't do it when you've run right down their throats, and then it's 4th and 1, and you have the second best run game in football. Put it away and do what you're supposed to do. What is going on with Tyreek Stevenson, and why isn't he playing?
Yeah, the explanation that Ben Johnson provided on Monday during his virtual press conference was that they just wanted the bulk of snaps to go to Deshaun Wright and also Jalen Johnson. We did see that, right, in that game. We were just talking about the 70 snaps that Jalen Johnson played. But for Dennis Allen, he more so had something to say along the lines of, like, there may be opportunities for Tyreek, right? And so it doesn't, to me, just listening and kind of deciphering, through the wording there, it doesn't sound all too confident, right, for Tyreek Stevenson. And maybe there's opportunities throughout the game where you can potentially see him on defense. But I think the plan, what you should expect, is to see Deshaun Wright and Jalen Johnson for a majority of this game. Tyreek's not somebody that usually or typically would play in the slot. Like we were talking about Kyler Gordon, what his snap counts might be. That's not a spot where Tyreek's really comfortable at, being more so an outside corner. But yeah, as a guy that's a former 2nd-round draft pick, Ryan Poles identified from Miami, it just, for whatever reason, hasn't been something that we've seen as of late. His snap counts have been drastically going down, and didn't play a single snap in a game where the secondary was getting torched by Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Khalif Raymond at times. So yeah, for Stevenson, if there's an injury or something, obviously he'd be the next man up if it's an outside corner. But yeah, I do expect to see more just Nashawn Wright and Jalen Johnson in this game.
Couple more with Nicholas Moreano here of the recap. This proves my point right here. This is my guy Lip Ripper, who's from Fort Lauderdale and showed up to our remote on Tuesday night at Hooters. Cracked my first one for the show. Cheers. I mean,
hell yeah,
we're going. Even if you're not going to the game, you're going to be barking from your couch. So Lip Ripper, I appreciate the hell out of you. I love this one from Laz because I was going to ask you this anyway. If you had to identify one player to be, let's just say a breakout game from one player. And maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would say Colston Loveland's acceptable. Kyle Monungai is acceptable. Those guys are no longer acceptable answers because I think we know what they're capable of. Colston Loveland each week, look at last 10 for 91 and a touchdown. Laz says the most important player. Let's call it that. Who's the most important player tomorrow night? He says Montez Sweat. Really hard to disagree with him.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that one because he is your top pass rusher, right? He's got 10 sacks on the season. Somebody that when you look at who's going to get pressure, more times than not, you are looking at Montez, but you just don't know, right? It's been a very quiet 10 sacks for Montez Sweat, right? To get double digits, but he needs to have a presence out there. Jordan Love needs to feel him so that he doesn't have those opportunities to pick apart this defense that will give up yardage. The only way to get him off his mark is by able to get quick pressure. And that's just something that it's been on and off for Montez ever since, this whole season began. But, I'm also looking at his counterpart on the other side, Austin Booker, who did get 2 roughing the passer penalties in that game, knocked out Jordan Love, but his twitchiness at the line of scrimmage off the snap is something that I'm really curious to see in this one. And I got a chance to talk to Austin Booker, about the comments that Josh Jacobs had where he said that they took it a little personal. And paraphrasing here, Austin Booker's like, well, they didn't do anything in the moment, right? So nothing was said in the moment. Ask Brisker too, like nothing was said in the moment when Jordan Love got knocked out of the game. So I think there's just a little bit of extra there for Austin Booker. So when we do see him line up in those pass rush situations where maybe it's a 2-point stance, maybe he has his hand in the dirt, I'm curious to see what he can do on the edge.
I don't know about anybody else. I didn't forget about the hit on DJ Moore. I mean, like you don't hear anybody crying right now from Hallis Hall. So we're going to play that clip here shortly as I introduce my Green Bay Packer friend. You want to save your prediction for tomorrow? Or you want to give it right now?
I was just on actually WGN radio, and I did say 24-20. Bears get the victory. I fully expect this to be a nail biter. Cardiac Bears.
It's going to be. It's a one-score game. There's no other game that they can play.
Yeah, there's no way. The way this season is gone, that has to continue.
They either lose 34-14 or win 24-20. Like they're not going to get beat 23-21. I just don't see it. I really don't.
No, yeah, I feel like that's how it needs to be. And look, it's fitting. This team has kind of lived and died in those situations, and it's only fitting that they get to play the Packers a third time in less than 6 weeks and see how they finish. But 24-20, Bears get the victory and move on in this 2025 postseason.
Nick, appreciate you joining the Recap Lunch Hour. We're calling it the Pep Rally today. It's January 9th. We're not talking about the NFL draft. We're not talking about a coaching search. We're not asking if Ryan Poles is going to get extended. Yeah, we still are talking about a stadium and where it might be. But my God, we're previewing a playoff game, and that's great stuff, my friend.
It's new, and I want to get used to this because it is a very nice place to be in.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. We'll see you on all your coverage here on the Recap.
All right, you guys. Have a good one.
All right, that's my guy, Nicholas Moreano. His coverage has been awesome. It's all brought to you by Guzman Y Gomez. If you haven't checked out their $7 Cali burrito, you're missing out. It's going to be that way until January 31st. They've partnered with us. And by the way, I got some stuff here to give away. Some Guzman Y Gomez. I got a little fun swag bag, little beanie, maybe a keychain or two. So I'm looking for a best comment that stands out. Don't try to be somebody you're not. I'm just going to pick a comment. And by the way, in order to win, you got to be a member because that's what happens. You can give me a great comment, but it's got to be from a member only. You can become a member right here on the program during this live edition, and you'll get thanked by everybody. I want to do Dog of the Day real quick. I probably should have done this after I introduce him because he's a Packers fan. Dog of the day in partnership with Pause for Patrick. You guys know how near and dear this cause is to my heart. They've helped over 30,000 adolescents since 2020. 30,000. Mental health is a pandemic. I keep saying it every day on this channel. Facilities are at capacity, and their mission is to put therapy dogs in these facilities full-time. Not for an hour a day, not for an hour a week, full-time. Dogs like Cassie, for instance. Your dog could be the dog of the day like Cassie. If you email me at recapoffice@gmail.com, recapoffice@gmail.com. All dogs are therapy dogs. But Cassie, look at this. Loves lean treats. Watching her weight. 'Tis the season. Everyone's got resolutions. She loves visiting kids and a stuffed squeak dog. You guys know you can be part of the mission at Pause for Patrick. To learn more, go to pauseforpatrick.org, or you could text REKAP25 to 44321 to support Pause for Patrick's life-changing mission. And you guys understand, I'm so happy and proud that we've partnered with this fine organization, because each and every day we have feature a dog of the day, and 30,000 adolescents since 2020. I want to put that in perspective. 30,000. So there's our dog of the day. Let's get to our friend from the north.
I didn't want nobody else. I wanted the Bears. I just, however it fell, it was going to fall. If you had to go to Philly, it was going to Philly, but I'd rather play the Bears first. I need to get back. That's just what it is.
I definitely wanted to play the Bears. If I had my pick, for any team, it would have definitely been the Bears. I want my get back for sure. We get a chance to put the Bears season to bed. That means a lot to us for sure.
A lot of the guys took that hit that he took a little personal, so I'm not saying we're going to go out there and play dirty or nothing like that, but we definitely going to defend our brothers.
Tough transition from a great charity like Pause for Patrick. The CEO of Pause for Patrick, by the way, Darren Utnick, a good friend of mine, not just for what he does at Pause for Patrick, but a legit dear friend of mine, surprises me about 30 minutes ago by just popping his head in the door. And I said, well, this is timely. Let's talk Bears and Packers because we're doing a pep rally. He's like, I'll talk Packers. So there you go. There's my guy, Darren.
Go.
Are you ready? The Bears now up to a 2-point dog at home. What is going on with the talk? I played that clip because I saw some people in the chat. I'm surprised. Sometimes you see that noise come from teams that haven't been there before, but it's coming from the guys to the north. Did you like that? Do you agree with it? What's your take? Because this is going to be a bloodbath tomorrow.
I think so. 100%. I think here's the key. So remember, this hasn't been a rivalry for many years. I'm old enough to remember when the Bears used
dominated the Magic Man.
Just absolutely whip us, right? So that's how I grew up. Now it's flipped, okay? But now these guys are starting in Green Bay to understand that this is a challenge now. So I like the talk. I like that they're taking it seriously.
It makes it a rivalry again.
It's back.
Right.
As much as I hate the Bears, and I hate the Bears 100%, all the comments coming in.
They're going to give it to you.
Give it to me. Here's the deal, though. I like it when the Bears are at least competitive.
Yeah.
Right? It makes it fun. The North should be that way.
I have multiple follow-ups to that. Kyle, let's hit this one first because I've seen multiple comments. Isaiah's in the chat. He's a Packers fan. All this talk about Matt LaFleur getting fired. If you guys fire Matt LaFleur, you're insane, in my opinion. But I know expectations change. Like if we are 5 years from now, okay, and the Bears have made 5 straight playoffs, which I don't even want to talk about because it's never really happened. All right. And they're one and done each and every year. Expectations change when you create those expectations. Just like this season, no one had them winning the North. No one had them winning 11 games. I had them at 8 and 9. I didn't hate the way they lost the 49er game. I hated the defensive effort. I didn't like the overall effort in week 18, but now that I go back and look, I'm not sure how bought in everybody was anyway with the game plan. But expectations do change. If they lose tomorrow night, I'm not capping saying it's a fail. It's not a fail. It's a massive disappointment in all the goodwill you've created. But what about up there? Firing Matt LaFleur. That's asinine to me.
It is, and I don't think it happens. But here's the problem. You're the Green Bay Packers. It's the same thing that the Steelers are dealing with now. We're a franchise that expects, when we go into a season, it is Super Bowl or nothing. What are we playing the games for?
No, I'm okay with that.
Right?
And that's the way you build your teams.
And I will tell you, there's some pressure because you got a new president in Green Bay.
Yep.
He's wants to bring in his own characteristics to this. It's the first time we've had a new president in I don't know how many years, 30. So,
well, you know, the shareholders, as Lip says, you got to get their opinion.
I'm an owner.
Yeah.
You're getting it right now, Lip. You're getting the opinion.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. The expectations are higher. The hot seat gets a little toastier. He hasn't been out of the first round in many years. We got to start advancing. I don't think he goes this year, but it's not going to help him if we get beat tomorrow.
Okay. Well, then fire Matt LaFleur. I would be ecstatic if you guys fired Matt LaFleur because I just don't know. You just be careful what you wish for. I'm with you. I don't see a scenario, especially after the Micah Parsons injury, and even Jordan Love's been banged up. You guys, Tucker Kraft.
We're the walking wounded.
Don't make excuses though.
I'm not. But
Tom's is playing tomorrow. The Bears have had more. The Bears have missed more minutes to injury than any team in football.
Okay, so
I'm just.
I hear you. Cap and I had this argument the other day. I'll have it with you quickly.
All right.
Okay. If the Bears are truly a contender, which you and other people seem to think they are, right?
Well, what's contender mean?
Well, that they have a shot to make a run in the playoffs, right?
If you're in the dance, you have a shot.
Right.
What I call the Bears, what I rank them as one of the three teams most likely to represent the NFC, I would probably say no. When I say 3 to 4, I think 4 is more reasonable. The Rams, yes. I would still pick the Eagles because of their veteran experience. And I think the 49ers they spent so much time and effort trying to get that 1 seed because they were so banged up that I think they're done. I just think they're banged up. And I think Seattle, that's why I think the Bears are 3 because I think the Bears I think a lot of teams can go to Seattle and win. Seattle's actually better on the road. So there's 7 teams. Contender to me is, are you one of the 2 best? I know their seed says yes.
Right.
But I think that they're the 3rd best.
Okay.
So fine, contender.
All right. But my point was they had the Packers at the perfect chance the last game. And look at the Packers are a special teams play away from winning that game.
Well, we can do this every game in football. You can pretty much do this.
They did not stomp on our throats like they needed to. And so that to me, this will be interesting.
But they finished. You guys didn't. You guys didn't finish.
I'll give you that.
For 55 minutes, you were the best team on the field.
I'll give you that. But that's what I'm saying is, as beat up as we are, the Bears should have come in and stopped.
Hi, Kyle. I see you. You're on the screen at the right time. No excuse. I already see where this is headed tomorrow.
I'm not going to make any excuses tomorrow, okay? This is the NFL. Nobody's 100%. Everybody's banged up. It's a long season, okay? But I thought you and Nick, the keys that you guys broke down, I thought were perfect. Tomorrow, I think a good way to win this game is to utilize Golden for the Packers.
That's a scary
underutilized, and he's fast as Watson.
Here's one thing I interrupted you. I want to finish your keys.
No. I think that's LaFleur has to change it up. Losing the tight ends like we did changed that offense completely.
Sure.
We haven't used Golden at all this year. And I think the other one that I would strongly bring up is Ben Johnson. I think offensive geniuses often outthink themselves.
He did what I'm hoping for, and you heard me bring it up, is that he already found out.
Right.
The genius can't overcome what's common sense. And common sense, because
but we've seen it before.
But you save a play like that for a playoff game, for your first playoff game as a head coach. He didn't. And you saw what a catastrophe that was. Because I do think the entire tone of that game changes by the Bears going right down the field and going 7-0.
I agree with you 100%.
So I think he's learned from that. I'm not saying there's not another toy or trick up his sleeve he's going to use. I expect him to. I don't expect it to be 4th and inches when you have the second best run game in football.
Here's the other key that I would present to you is I think LaFleur is a great first half coach. I think he comes in with a game plan. He sticks to it. It typically works. We've seen that almost in every game this year, especially against the Bears. He doesn't make the right adjustments. And I think Johnson showed last game making adjustments at half is key.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would say that there's one thing we've learned about Ben Johnson. That team makes adjustments at halftime.
And that's what
that team makes adjustments at halftime because they've won the bulk of their games in the second half.
That's what worries me about tomorrow. I think Nick had it right. If the Packers come in and take some air out of that stadium right away, that's a huge win.
I'm telling you, there's 65,000. They're all that tight asses.
Right. But
You
then,
know,
the second half's just like the first.
Right.
If they come out and make adjustments, it goes the exact opposite way. And that's where you got problems for Green Bay.
Isaiah, who's a Green Bay fan, having the vast majority of their big names back is huge. First time in 5 weeks that we'll have Tom, Watson, Jacobs, and Williams all on the field together. Huge. That's why I don't want to hear about injuries.
It is huge. They're also, I don't know, are they going to be rusty? Are they going to be fresh?
No, they're not going to be. I mean, Kyler Gordon changes the entire complexity of the Bears secondary.
Right.
Like literally changes it. That's why I said if you get 15 healthy plays of Kyle, whatever healthy is, that's a much better situation to be in than without those 15. But am I going to tell you he's 100% with a groin? Hell no. He'd be practicing in full this week and probably would have been available a week or two ago. But that's not the case.
It's interesting. You and I talked about this on text thread last week. Right? I said to you, would you rather be the Bears coming into this game the way they are with a horrible performance?
This is a great way to put a bow on this part. Yep.
Or would you rather be the Packers who limp in, losing 3 or 4 in a row and then not playing anybody and should be rested?
I think I argued that I'd rather be the Bears because of the way that they competed. Like both of those 2 losses the Bears had came down to the final play of the game.
Yeah.
And you had your starters playing, whereas the Packers got beat in a catastrophic way in Chicago, got boat raced by the Ravens at home, and then said, okay, we're going to pull the plug this week on week 18 and rest up. So I would rather be looking at the resume and how it played out. I'd rather be the Bears. And I'm not saying that with bias aside.
I'm going to agree with you.
Okay.
So you're the collegiate athlete out of the 2 of us. You played, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just play here with you in cap when I'm screaming on my couch. But here's the thing. I agree with you because I think going into the playoffs, when you're firing on all cylinders, you're playing well, you don't need to rest anybody.
No, like the Jaguars right now are just
they're a steamroller right now because they're hitting their peak at the right time.
Yep.
And I always say this about the NFL. These guys overthink it, right? It's like the NCAA basketball tournament. You want to be peaking
going into the tournament.
Yes.
Yep.
Don't peak in December.
And that's why 7 seeds, like going back to when the Packers won the Super Bowl as a 7 or 6, they were a 6 at the time. What were they doing? They had to fight every week to get in the playoffs. And when they got in, they took off. And that's why I like tomorrow's matchup. You guys you're going the other way than that Packers team to win the Super Bowl. And if you told me that the Green Bay Packers were representing the NFC in 3 weeks in the Super Bowl, I would tell you, yeah, I can see that. I really could. There's only the Carolina Panthers to me in the NFC because it's wide open are the team I'm like, yeah, they can't do it.
I agree.
Everybody else, like if you told me the Bears are in the Super Bowl, I'd be like, I could see it and goddamn, I'm happy. But I can literally make a case for the other teams. I would make a stronger case for the Rams, a stronger case maybe for the Eagles than I would the Bears. But I can make a very strong case for the Chicago Bears and for the Green Bay Packers. Darren Utnick, I want to just say something before you get off the field, because tomorrow, while we're going to be frenemies, we'll be frenemies. Which, by the way, prediction tomorrow?
The Pack are going to win.
I knew. Well,
okay.
I was hoping I'd get you live on camera saying that they're going to lose.
I'm like your prediction. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to the last possession, and they're going to pull it up.
Okay, but there's no score that you gave me.
I like 24-17.
Under. Okay, I like where you go. Under. I want to just thank you for our partnership with Pause for Patrick, because every day on this program, I bring it up. We talk about it. We have the dog of the day. We get people who respond with their own mental health challenges, whether it's theirs, their kids, parents, etc. So we've opened this up to a family and a community here in the lunch hour, and you guys are a big part of that. So thank you very much.
The feeling's mutual, and you and I have been friends for a long time. This is strengthening it. The way we can help the recap and help those in need together, that's what we want. We want to be partners. We want to be good partners, and we want to promote the awesome work they're doing here, even though they got the cheese grater behind me.
Yeah, get out of here.
These guys are awesome.
All right, Darren Utnick, the CEO of Pause for Patrick. We're kicking him out. You know why? Because it's time for the bet of the day. I can't put the aviators on, but I think I'm going to, because technically we didn't lose yesterday, and we're carrying over the day before, which we won. So I think I'm making the call here to go aviators to continue this going. I'm giving you 2 bets of the day today to make up for the NBA. You know I hate betting the NBA, okay? That's on me. And then to bet the NBA, I had the All-Miami parlay last night with the Hurricanes and the Heat. After I gave it out, I looked more at the Bulls and Heat. I was like, damn, I love the Heat tonight. and then the condensation humidity problem at the United Center. I'm like, are you kidding me that we have an NBA problem? We have an NBA postponement. So I'm giving you 2 games. Of course, I'm riding the Hoosiers tonight. And this is a tough one. You guys know about the rule about betting with your head and your heart. You're supposed to walk away from those. I think the Hoosiers are the best team in college football. I embrace the matchup against Miami if the Hoosiers get there. I do think they have proven that they're the first team in college football history that can go 16-0. Dan Lanning's a damn good football coach, and I'm a huge fan of him. I just think Cignetti has this team in a different spot than any team in the country. 3.5. I think this game's more of like a 27-20, 30-23 type game. So I'm going to lay the 3.5. Miami of Ohio, that's a 5 p.m. tip. So if you want to wet the whistle before the college football playoff game tonight. So we played Miami of Ohio earlier this week. They are 16-0 this season. 16-0. They're on the road at Toledo. Well-coached basketball team. Up and down, 9-6. They've been tough against the number of late. They're 1-4 their last 5. I'm getting a point. Ken Pom says Miami of Ohio wins outright by 4. Redhawks, get us that money back we lost the other night when we laid the 13.5, and you didn't care about the last 2 possessions where you let them run up and down the floor for 2 easy layups. There we go. All right. What do we got? I have to give somebody a prize back because I said I would. And I'm going to go. So Brett's got the Hoosiers winning 38-14. Lip Ripper, I'll live bet the football, but I love that you went back to the well with Miami of Ohio. I think they feel like they owe us, Lip. So I'm going to bet the money line as well, because why would I take the +1? I'll just bet the money line. Thank you, Nick. You're okay for a Packer fan. That wasn't Nick. Nicholas Moreano was earlier. That's Darren that was a Packer fan here. So I do appreciate that. Kyle, good, better, best, never let it rest. Come on. Let's see the Ben Johnson impression again. I will do the Ben Johnson if the Bears win. I'm a man of my word. I hold up my end of the bargains. Unlike that ESPN radio station that's afraid to put on a Caleb Williams jersey if the Bears win, because he's scared. And that's fine. He's scared. Kyle, you've busted your ass all year to get a hoodie, and I expect nothing but the same when I put that video up here to later. Supreme Productions, No Shot Ducks getting the dub. I like being against. We can't all be friends all the time. Darren and I are the same way. Kyle, you've won yourself the Guzman Y Gomez prize pack, my friend. So send me your address, recap office. Actually, I think I have it from sending you the sticker for being a member. Hopefully you win the hoodie too. I'm going to send you some Guzman Y Gomez prize pack stuff. I appreciate the hell out of all of you. The Recap Lunch Hour, an extended edition today. Multiple guests. We got some from Chicago, up the ladder in that other state that neighbors this fine state of Illinois sometimes. Appreciate you guys greatly. So much for it's going to drop. It rained like 7 inches, and now it's sunny and beautiful outside. So go out and touch some grass. Do something good for your mental health. We've been talking a lot about mental health on this program. I appreciate the hell out of all you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Tomorrow, 4 to 6, if you're in the area or if you're driving by, if you're looking for a place to get an early dinner or a late lunch, join Cap and I will be at Hooters O'Hare from 4 to 6. We will have stuff to raffle off and give away. We'll have some Hooters prize packs. We'll have some new stuff from our collection at Clark Street Sports. So go Hoosiers, go Bears. Let's go. Get it done. We'll have the pre-cap tomorrow at 6:30. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com. If you don't want to cook tonight, why the hell would you? Go to order.hooters.com, slide by, pick it up on your way home, or have it delivered straight to your home. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great night. Go Hoosiers. Go Bears. Take that.